Hello, everybody. Okay, let me just go over and get this up on my iPad so that I can see if anybody is commenting, which I always forget how to do that. Okay, here I am. Okay, welcome, everybody. I'm so glad that you're here. I am going to do some fun coloring or blending. I have some colors pulled here, and I totally blame my mom for this. I do not love coloring. It's not one of my favorite things to do on projects, but I was talking to my mom, and I asked her, like, oh, what are some of the, like, fun things or, like, something you would want to learn, like, because she watches my lives on Facebook. And she said coloring. And I was like, ugh. So what I decided to do is do some videos with you guys here when I'm live, and do maybe some fun ways to color or easy ways to color or ways to just get color onto our projects that then will make it a fun experience and not so difficult. So today I want to do some blending, and I'm going to grab some of my blending brushes. I do like these. And the other problem is I'm not so great with, for this particular video, I am not so great with like understanding color, like blending color. Like, I don't know, it's not, it's a little bit harder for me to know which colors are okay to blend. So we're just going to get through this together. I just thought I would do something fun. I've been wanting to try this. And so let's just dive in. I'm here in California, and as some of you guys might know, all of California is on fire once again. And we had a couple fires that broke out really close to us. Hey, Lynn. And it's so smoky here. It's really bad. The smoke is so bad. And so I'm struggling a little bit today because I'm feeling like I really don't want to go through this again with all of the fires, but here we are, right? So I have a Bermuda Bay card base, and then I have this white piece here. Oh, wow. Lynn said the smoke has drifted towards us here in Utah. Yeah, it's bad. We had a fire yesterday afternoon that broke out really close to us. I was actually on a live in my membership group when it happened, and I got the notification, and it was a little bit, I don't know, it's a little scary. And then we woke up this morning, and when I woke up, I saw out the window, like briefly, you know, when you first wake up and you're like, what's happening? And I thought it was cloudy, and I was like, why is it cloudy? And hey, Renee. And then my husband came in, and he was like, it's very smoky, like you're probably going to need your inhaler. And so then I got up, and I was like, oh my gosh, the house is completely dark because there is so much smoke. Like, it's awful. So I have a couple stencils here. These, I believe, are from Simon Says. Stamps, like Simon Says stamps.com is where I got these. And I'm going to try, now if I remember right, this is repositionable. Permanent or removable bond. Okay, so to use for permanent bond. Okay, so I think if we let this dry, I'm not sure. I wish I had a spray adhesive, because I'm not really sure how to do this otherwise. Because I really need this to really stick. So I'm just gonna dab some glue on here, and then I'm gonna let it dry, and then hopefully that will create it, like allow it to be repositionable, because I need 2 things to be repositionable. It's not normal for fires where we live in Washington, but last year we had one close. It was awful. I have even more empathy for Cal. Yeah, the last, you know, it's bad. The last 3 years, the fire season has been really, really bad. And afraid that's gonna stick and tear. I need to get some repositionable glue. It's one of the things I don't have. So it's just one of those things that we sort of know happens, you know, in the last couple years it's been pretty bad. But also, I hope this does not rip the paper. Oh, and what I need to do. So on my Cricut Joy, I've cut out this M. And this needs to go down first. And I also need this to be, you know what I'm going to do for this? Is I'm actually going to take some snail adhesive. And put it down here. And then what I'm going to do is like take some of the sticky off by just pressing it to my hand. Hi, Sue. The most concerning thing is California is in a horrific drought right now. So I think this is the worst I've ever seen it in my entire life. And we just don't have the water to fight the fires. Like, it's very concerning. So what I want to do is position this right in the middle. And I have no idea if this is going to work, you guys. I mean, I really don't. We're just going to try it. And if it doesn't work, then we will try it a different way, right? Like, I might not be able to do this if I don't have the proper, Andrew Michael! Can you try to find me some blue tape? Yeah, painter's tape. I might have to get some adhesive that is repositionable because it just might not work. So if Andrew can find me painter's tape, I think, going to tape this down. I thought I had painter's tape in here, because that is the only thing that I can think that will work. Okay, so while I'm waiting, I think that I want these 3 colors mostly, and I want to do like an ombre effect. So I have some other blues just in case I need something a little darker or lighter, but we're going to go with this. So I have Pacific Point, I have Bermuda Bay, and then I have Mint Macaroon. Did you find some?
Yeah.
You're my hero. Thank you so much.
Hold on, I also need some paper.
That's fine. You can get some paper. So let's take a little bit of this blue tape. This is like not... There we go. So let's see how well I can do this. Hopefully that will help. I'm not sure. Aw, he is growing up. I know it's sad. I mean, it's not sad, but you know what I mean. He starts 4th grade this year. Next week. I can hardly believe it. Most of you guys have been here with me since I was pregnant with him. I think that when I started my YouTube channel, I already had Kayla, and Violet was already a baby. Okay, so let's try this, you guys. So we're going to take our blending brush. So these are the blending brushes from Stampin' Up. I don't have like a huge opinion about these. I've never used any other blending brushes, so I cannot compare. You know, I can't like say for sure. But I do think that in doing this kind of blending, I think that these are easier. For this technique, I like the sponges and the daubers for other things, but I think for this kind of project, I think that these work well. So I don't know if you need one for each color. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I don't know, like do you need like, do I need one for like specifically for Bermuda Bay? So I'm just coming in and I'm going to explain it the best kind of way that I know how to help you if you're doing this. I just start off the paper and then I come into the project. And I go over where it blends. Like you want it to blend, so you want to make sure you're going over it. And this stencil's pretty good. I don't know if the adhesive that I'm using is good. Like I don't know if I made a good choice with that or what. So the next, this is mint macaroon, I believe, which I'm thinking, I wonder if I should have used Pool Party. I might have should have used Pool Party. I hope there's enough of a difference between the two colors. I think I got it a little dark over here. I don't know. The thing is that you don't really know if this is going to work until you take everything off. So I'm going to come back down in here and then let's grab our Bermuda Bay. And come in here like so and blend that out. And then let's come in with the Pacific Point again, because I want it to be really dramatic, especially on the edges. I don't know, you guys. Tell me you think it's going to work. Okay, and then what I want to do is I do want to come in with Misty Moonlight. And I think I'm just going to use the Pacific Point brush. And I'm just going to get this very bottom. Like really dark. Okay. It's pretty dark. Pretty dark. Right? So then you can also tap it off. And then let's come in with some Pacific Point again. And I'm just using, this is just Whisper White cardstock. So I cut the M on my Cricut Joy. If you have a die, they have dies that are this big. I just have never invested in them because I have a die cutting machine. And I figure, what's the point really if I can cut something like that? What's the point of like, it's not like a specific, a letter is pretty easy to do. So if you have the die, you can do this with the die and do the same thing. Okay. Well, let's see. Let's see. Here's the big moment. Andrew loves this. He loves like when we watch card making videos and they do blending and then they reveal it. He says it's so satisfying, and I totally agree. So I don't get anything. I have some ink on me. So I'm just going to grab a wipe, and I also want to wipe this stencil off. Now, I don't care if my stencils or my stamps get stained. It's not a big deal to me. But let's see. And I'm making this card for a specific reason. And I'll share that if it works. Well, I'll share it anyways, but let's see if it works. I probably did too much tape. Okay. Sometimes Andrew watches on his device. He'll watch me on YouTube. Okay. Let's see. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? Do you think it's going to work? Okay. Oh my. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm so excited. So I'm just going to wipe this off just really quick. I'm not going to like do a great job of cleaning this. The ink is going to stay on there. So if I go to pick that up there, ink is going to get everywhere. Okay, so now here's the real test here. So the stencil did great. I don't think it bled very much at all. I see a couple places, but it's really not bad. So now let's try to peel up the M and see. Oh, I think it's gonna tear. Oh, it is. It wasn't. Okay, so let's do this. Oh, I want to salvage this so bad, you guys. I'm holding my hot air tool with my chin. Oh, look at that. Oh my word. Oh my gosh, you guys. Look at that. Okay, so there is a tiny bit. Let's grab our sand eraser and see if that will take off these just two little places. So anytime you want to get adhesive off, like a sticker or anything like that, you can use heat and it will melt the adhesive. And then a lot of times you'll be able to do that. So let's just clean up a couple of these places. That worked incredibly well, you guys. So I have ink on my hands. So what I'm going to do is take a brush. Let me get in my embossing. I don't want to touch the white part with my fingers because I have ink on them. Oh my word, you guys. I think we need to do another one of these and some other colors. There's just a couple spots that I wish would clean up a little bit better. Oh, that did it. We just have to use a little bit more pressure. Wow, so there's one little spot there, and I'm going to try to clean that up. I mean, overall, I think it did really well. See my hands? That's the only thing. Is then when you're touching this, and I think the brush was actually picking up some. Let's heat dry this again. And you could totally save your M if you wanted. It turned out gorgeous. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do on this, I'm so nervous to touch it because I have so much ink all over my hands. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I'm going to take my gold glitter dust, and I'm going to do this outside, but I'm going to spray the whole thing. I think I'm going to keep this box. This is a Planner Kate sticker box, but I think it would be perfect. I think I'm going to keep this box as my... I'm going to do this outside, and I'm going to spray the whole thing. I'm going to do that outside for the ventilation purposes. Now let me turn on my light above us so we can see a little bit better. It's so dark in here. I don't know that that helps a ton. And then what I'm going to do is dry it. Oh, it stinks. This card is for my friend Megan, and she loves gold. So I'm just going to heat set this. This is so gorgeous, you guys. Okay, so it's not, I'm going to keep this box. That is a fantastic idea. Okay. So can you guys see the shimmer? I don't know if you can see it on there. Can sort of see if I go like that. It's just a very light. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is add some foam. Okay, so I have gotten so many emails about this foam that I use and the other foam that I use. I'm gonna do a whole dedicated video to talking about the adhesive that I use now. It has sort of shifted recently. And then I will share all the links. I haven't gotten back to anybody because I literally have so many emails just asking about the adhesive. And so I was like, clearly I just need to do an updated video and share it. I feel like I have just shifted some of the adhesive that I'm using, mostly for cost effectiveness. I feel like I finally found a good set. Okay. That's going to help it to not warp. I love that it goes edge to edge. And I'm pretty proud that I just did this. I wasn't sure how it was going to work. And I just jumped in and we did it. Sometimes you just got to try. And this is a really fun way to add color to a project. I feel like I colored a little bit, and that's not something that I normally do. So let's make sure, see, good job checking the card base. And then I'm going to get right over this, so I might be off camera a little bit, but I just want to make sure that this is centered. And then we'll place it on the card. Okay, so now for the sentiment. I'm going to use this one right here. Far apart, but close at heart. Some of you may know Megan here from YouTube. She makes club. She does a lot of stuff with Cricut. And we met actually online. I signed up for a business thing that she was doing. And then we've become really good friends. And in fact, I really consider her probably my best friend. And we talk all the time and we FaceTime. And the funny thing is that we've never been in the same room together. Like, we've never actually met in person. And we had plans to last year to finally get together. But then COVID happened. So we didn't get together. But I wanted to send her a card, and I thought it would be perfect to do something like this. So I'm going to use white embossing powder and my Versamark, and then black cardstock. And we're going to see if this works. I don't always love heat embossing with white on black. I feel like that's not straight. I feel like it's kind of crooked. So I'm going to stamp this. Sorry if my head's in the way. Twice, and then we'll see which one is better. And then let me know, should we do another one? Should I pick out some other colors? And should we do another one just to see? Okay, so let's close this up. And then we're going to heat set this, and we'll see which one cuts out better. You could do this for you could do M for mom. You could do like a G for grandma, or N for like Nana. You could do it for your husband. This would be a really great masculine card. That actually melted really nice. Did I get it all melted? There we go. Okay, so let's grab the trimmer. And cut this out. So I'm going to use my big trimmer first, and then I'll use my little trimmer. And see. I think the second one I did is better. It is still a little crooked. And a little more chunky than I wanted. Let's see if I can trim it down. Yeah, that's way better. I probably should have just used like an X-Acto knife and a ruler, but now where to put it? I think right there. So I think I'm gonna pop this up. I wonder if I can just use, yeah, I could just use that piece. I cut a tiny bit off. And then of course I should put on some bling, right? Oh, I'm so glad you're here, Lori. And then Kayla said do another one. Okay, so I might have to do another one. Okay, so let's add that. How beautiful is that? And then let's grab some sequins. I have a few of these left, and I think they'd actually kind of go pretty on this one. So let's use our glue. Now the question is, I think this glue's pretty clogged up. Oh, good. I do not want to mess this card up. So what I'm going to do is just pick my sequence up, dab it in the glue, and bring it back to my project, which I normally don't do that. Because of that, they get stuck. Okay. I'm not sure. Let's use a couple of the gold ones too, since we used the gold dust. We'll use a couple of the gold ones. A little too much glue on there. It's like I don't know where to put them. And then that does create a pretty, thick surface. So you do want to make sure you have enough glue on there, and then that glue will dry clear. I think I better quit while I'm ahead. One more. Okay. I love it. Oh, I hope you do, Lynn. I totally hope you case it. Okay, let's do one more. Let's do one more sequence. Look, that's the problem. You guys know I don't know when to stop. But I feel like it needs one more, like right there. Okay, so let's do a purple one. So let's do Gorgeous Grape, Highland Heather, and this color here that I just really don't know how to say. I mess it up every time and somebody tells me that I mess it up. So to save myself from butchering it. Okay. So let's do the same thing. All right, let's try this again. Let's see if we can do it. Okay, so I'm going to add a tiny bit of glue to this. I think taping it down is really the key. But let's just add a few little spots, and then we kind of tap it off. And then let's let that dry. Okay, and then I'm gonna need a lot. I think I need to have the wipes out because my hands are getting sticky and inky. Okay, and then should we do a different stencil? Should we do this other stencil? Oh, well, I just glued the other one. Should we do this one? I could add glue to this. Do you guys want to do a different stencil? Okay, you guys let me know. Added a little glue to that. Now we need another piece of white. The problem is my hands get so sticky from that glue and the ink. Okay. I'm a messy crafter. Okay, so this is just cut. I'm just taking a 1/4 inch off what will go on my card. Okay. And I think let's do a black card base. This I already cut. It's fine. Let's just grab another one. So let's cut this at 4 1/4. Okay. So now we need to do the M. So I'm going to do the same thing. That seemed to work really good using the snail adhesive, but I'm going to touch it to my hands even more this time. But if we have any issues, we'll just use the heat tool again. So I would not recommend doing this with the Seal or the Seal Plus that Stampin' Up! Now sells. It's a very, very aggressive adhesive. It's a different formulation, and I do not think it would work well for this. This is why I'm using the old snail. I still have a couple laying around. And we can even, I'm just going to add a little powder. Okay. Now let's put this right in the middle. This isn't folded, so it doesn't matter which direction. What is that? It's like adhesive. Okay. So now let's add our stencil. We'll use a new one. Okay, and then let's tape it. I think taping it is... And then let's try not to waste a bunch of tape this time. I'm not putting it right on the edge, so I'm leaving a little bit of space because I want the design to be edge to edge. Now you could make this bigger. You could make this a bigger panel and then just cut it down. I tend to like to try to save a little bit of time. So if I can avoid having to cut something again, I tend to try to do that, which is not always the greatest thing to do. Sometimes it ends up causing issues, but so you could make it bigger if you were a little bit nervous about the edge, not putting it to the edge. And it actually might help, depending on your stencil, it might hold it down better if you were just going right up to the edge. Okay, so let's press that down. And this is just standard blue painting tape. Like, it's nothing special. Okay, are you guys ready for the blending? So we're gonna get new blending brushes. I think I will just label mine. I guess one for each color. I like used up all my blending brushes on this one project. So I have this one that's already in a purple. I think I'm gonna use it for, I think I used it in this color here. So I have Gorgeous Grape, Highland Heather, and then this other new color. So we're gonna start with the dark again. We'll go into Highland Heather and then into this lighter purple. Okay, so let's start with Gorgeous Grape. So you just take your brush and in a circle motion, just you're picking up that ink. Okay, so then we'll start off the card like on the paint or on the painter's tape. And then add that color. And I like to have a really dark, like, I like it to be really dark on the bottom here. And the more you layer the color, the darker it's gonna get. And so far, I mean, the stencil is, I mean, it's doing pretty good. It doesn't seem like it's having any struggles. Okay, so now let's go into Highland Heather. See, I touched that ink. Okay, Highland Heather. And this, you're gonna have to be careful with your ink pads. It's, if your ink pads are super dry, putting the blending brush in there is going to be a little bit of a problem. You're not going to pick up as much ink. So, and see, there's not a lot of difference between the Highland Heather and the Gorgeous Grape. So we're going to darken that up. I think that this is just a process. Like, you can't rush it. You just have to, like, add the color. Maybe add some more color. Okay, so go into that Highland Heather color and pull that up. Okay, and then I'm gonna grab, let's grab a rich raspberry. Let me see. I hate to use Blackberry Bliss because I feel like that's going to be a big mess. It always is. So let's just go with our Gorgeous Grape right into some rich raspberry. And just darken up that bottom piece. Okay. And then we'll go back into the Gorgeous Grape. And get some color in there. And then into this. The brushes, the bristles on this really help you to get a really good, like, impression. And then put some of this, go back into the other color. So see, I'm coming back down into the Highland Heather. That's how you're going to get it to blend really nice. Okay, so then I think I still want this bottom piece a little bit darker. I really want some contrast between this. So then I'm just going to go all the way up. See that? Okay. So I think we have the color. Hey, Elizabeth. We're doing something really crazy. So let's close all these ink pads up and then we'll see. Oops, look what I did again. I'm so messy. Okay, so let me clean off my hands. Oh, my hands are going to be stained for days. Okay. So let's see how it worked. Okay. I love that the painter's tape, I mean, that's the way it's supposed to work, right? But it just peels off, even this paper, it peels off so nicely. Okay. Now let's bring up the stencil. And it did pretty good. I see a little bit of bleeding, but not bad. So then let's just wipe the stencil off so when we go to pick it up later, we don't get ink all over our hands. Okay, now let's... Okay, so that peeled off much, much easier, I can tell. So I'm going to try not to touch the white part. It bled a tiny bit. I think I was getting a little bit forceful with the blending brush. This peeled off great. So I think adding that powder, I think that was helpful. A few tiny spots. Oops, a little bit of a spot right there. Okay. As long as it doesn't rip this card stock, you're fine. If it's ripping the M or the letter that you chose up, it's totally fine. Okay. Look how pretty that is. I love it. So let's do this one. Let's spray this one in silver. So let me grab my silver. Again, I'm just going to step right outside to spray this. I just have my door right here next to me. And I don't want to smell this. It's really bad enough we're having to smell the smoke. Okay. We'll shut that. This box is perfect. I had saved it for a long time and then I just threw it out in the trash when we were cleaning up the office this week from all the moving things around. And I think I'm going to keep it now. So I'm just going to dry this. I like the silver better, but I like silver or iridescent. I don't tend to like gold unless it's for like Christmas. This is so pretty. Oh, that's okay, Laura. Yeah, these colors are really beautiful together. Okay. Laura, you can always catch the replay. No worries. Okay, look how beautiful. So now the question is, let's grab our card base. And I'm wondering if I should get a piece of purple cardstock instead of black. I think it really pops on black. Let's do black. So is Megan. Megan loves gold. Like everything she gets is gold. If she gets a computer case, it's gold and glittery or pink and glittery. If she gets any kind of accent, anything, it's gold. I'll show you a little thing she sent me that she made in a second that has gold accent. And she asked me before she sent it, she's like, are you okay if this has like gold accents? And I'm like, yeah, it's totally fine. So let's add the foam. I might have to send her both of these cards. I don't know who else I would send this. I guess I could send it to my mom. I could send my mom a thank you card for coming down and helping the last couple weeks as I was really struggling in August. My anxiety was through the roof. Okay. Yeah, I agree. I think that the silver goes better with the purple, and then the gold went good with the blue. So we'll stick this right in the middle. Like so. I'm going to fold this as glue and ink on it. So I'm going to fold that, but I'm going to do that so you guys can see it. And then for a sentiment, oh, see, Happy Saint Mother's Day is more, oh, I get it. I get it. I'm like, what does that mean? The best thing about today is you. I could do, I guess I could get another sentiment. Ooh, maybe this. Okay, so let's take black again. And what we're going to do is, I wonder if I have any. Actually, see, always trying to save a step. I might. I just might. I think they're too big. Ugh, dang the bad luck. I think they're too big. Oh, maybe not. Oh, I might not have to cut anything. Let's see if that's gonna, oh, that's gonna be too big. Oh, look, this says you made my day. Let's use that one. Or what's this one? Fabulous at any age. That's cute. Okay, let's use this one. It says you made my day. And I already had a little black circle cut, so that's fantastic. Oh my gosh, that's funny. No, I thought that it is kind of those colors. You're right. Donny the purple reminds me. So she loves Donny Osmond. She's like in love with him. I should send her. That's why I should send her both. And be like, this one's for Donny Osmond. Your love for Donny Osmond. And then this one is for you to display in your office, because that other one will match her office. Okay, so let me get my tweezers, because this is going to be tiny. Okay, and then here's my white embossing powder. Hi, Dawn. So glad you're here. Okay. This foam adhesive is very, very aggressive. It's like, see, I can't even... And if you stick it on anything, it totally rips. Okay, and then we're gonna very carefully... Well, Elizabeth, don't think less of me, but I don't like Donny Osmond. And I give her a hard time all of the time because, like, she's seen him in concert and, like, she loves him. And I'm always like, ugh. So that's funny. Don't think less of me. Don't be mad at me. Get this to melt. Okay. Now let's... I don't know that I like it as much with the circle, but we're going to go with it. Okay. Let me grab my scissors. My desk is a mess, you guys. Here they are. This is a mess. Okay. And then we'll put this right here. I want it to like sort of hang off. I feel like it looks weird. I feel like it does kind of look weird, but we're gonna go with it. We're just gonna go with it. Like so. And then we're gonna put some sequins on it anyways. Aw, thanks, Dawn. Yes, please subscribe, like the video, hang out with us. Let's do some more sequins. I have some pretty purple sequins. Look, these are really pretty right here. These I think will be perfect on here. They're like iridescent purple. They'll go with the, I'm less scared now, so I'll just try to do my normal. I really just need a new glue. It's almost out. No, see, I'm too scared. If I ruin this card, I'll be so sad. There we go. And with the glitter on there, you do actually need a little bit more glue than what I normally put on here. Because that surface is really, really slick. Oh, the purple is so, so pretty. I really love it. I should have cut out a couple extra letters so we could have done a couple other letters. Again, if you missed it in the beginning, I cut the letters out on my Cricut. So I just used basic white cardstock, and I designed a letter on my Cricut Joy. So I just picked a letter that was like a font that had really clean lines. I wanted it to, because I wasn't sure if I could do this technique. So I wanted something with really, really solid lines. And then I cut it on my Joy, and then that's what we used. And then we used the stencils. So if you have a die cutting machine, you can do that. They do sell letters. I think Alta New is the one that sells the die cut letters that are this big, that are really, really large. I've always loved them, and I've seen projects where people have used them. In fact, Christina Warner did a really similar project like this. And I love the dies, but I just have always felt like because I have a die cutting machine, it's not really, I don't really need, and the dies are expensive. I mean, I think I want to say they're like $60 a piece, like for each letter. They're crazy. I mean, I remember looking into wanting to get it at one time, and then I was like, you know, I have a die cutting machine. I can do the exact same thing for free. Okay, so let's add this one. There's no point in letting that one go to waste, and it can go in this other corner, and then I feel like it'll even it out a little bit. I don't know that I really love the circle sentiment. And as soon as we're done here, I'm getting a new glue out because this is annoying me. I don't like the sequence placement as much as the other one, but let's grab the other one so we can see them side by side. This was a lot of fun. Oh, thanks, Laura. That's so nice. Yeah, I just cut them on my Cricut Joy. Because like I said, I don't have those dies, and so I just decided I could easily cut them out. So I love it. I think the blue one, I like the stencil that I used on the blue one the best. And I think the blending is pretty good. I think the blending on the purple one is better. Like, I think it came out a little bit better. I had a little bit better of a feel for it. So let me know in the comments. Some of you guys already are. Let me know in the comments if you're catching the replay too. Which one you like better, the purple one or the blue one. And then just for fun, I think it's fun that we did both colors. I think it came out pretty good. And I hope to do some more fun coloring like this where we can... oh, the letter size, I just did it on my Joy, so it is, I think I did it at 4 inches. Let's give it a measure. So yeah, it was just about 4 inches. And I also unlocked the letter and I kind of smushed it together and made it a little fatter. So I just, you know, played around with it until it was something that I liked. But I think it turned out great. You could also do this with shapes. It would be so fun to do hearts or like stars, and you could do multiple, like if you wanted to do like several stars or several hearts, that would be cool too. Like you could totally do that. And then you could do any color. These are the colors I used for the purple one. And I'll put all this on my blog post when I write it, when I'm done here and I take photos. So this was the purple color combo. And then the blue color combo was this. And then at the very end, I added a little bit of the Misty Moonlight. So that was the color combo for the blue. They came out really pretty. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. Let me take you off my stand. Sorry about my hand there. And you guys can see how messy my desk is. Don't get dizzy. And then I have my Project Life albums out as well. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and checking these cards out. I hope that you enjoyed them. And I'll be back next Friday live here on my YouTube. And then I have projects all next week on my website. And then if you're on Facebook, I will see you live on Monday. Have a great day, you guys.